This is nScreenNoise. My name is Colin Dixon, founder and chief analyst at nScreen Media, and today is July 31st, 2015. Do tablets still matter for over-the-top video services? Well, new data today might have you questioning if that's the case. It might have you wondering if the device is just a flash in the pan. Well, IDC says that the tablet market contracted again in the first quarter, down 7% year over year. In fact, in Q1 14, there were 48 million tablets shipped, but there were just 44.7 million in Q1 2015. And the iPad, which led the tablet revolution, is the one that's shrinking the most. In fact, sales are down 26% from their highs back in Q1 2013. And IDC says that a lack of innovation is one of the problems that's putting pressure on tablet sales. And the other thing is phablets, these very big cell phones that are encroaching on the tablet's space. However, the news is still good for Apple. It's still number one with 24.5% share. Samsung is 17% share, and Lenovo is way back with just a 5.7% share. But it's not all bad news for tablets. Strategy Analytics says that mobile data subscriptions will increase by 100 million cellular subscribers by 2021. That's effectively doubling the number of tablets that are connected with mobile data plans. That's the good news, but the bad news is that that's just 2% of mobile subscriptions. So still, the smartphone is, of course, way more dominant in this space. Now, the US is the leading market for this, and what's leading here is shared data plans from the likes of Verizon, T-Mobile, and AT&T. People are using those share plans to put their tablets on. In other markets, not so much. What they're doing is they are branding their own tablets and shipping those with plans, and that's what's driving tablet adoption in those markets. But looking at these numbers, it looks kind of bleak for the tablet, right? Should you be worrying about it? Well, maybe not quite so bleak. If we actually look at penetration numbers, tablets are doing pretty well. They're in about 50% of US households today, and a similar number of households in the UK. But, of course, smartphones now are growing much more strongly. 60% of UK and US households now have a smartphone, and they're also being used more for video than tablets now, which is a real surprise because video usage, we have discovered, does go with the size of the screen. But at least this data from Ericsson doesn't correspond to that. It says that tablets are used about 1.3 hours a week for video viewing, while smartphones are used about 2.1 hours per week. So, does that mean you should be putting your focus on the smartphone? Not necessarily. Tablet users do tend to watch a lot longer, and smartphone viewers watch much shorter form video on those devices. As well, it looks like some groups really like the tablet, and some groups really don't. For example, those over 40 in the US really do seem to engage with a tablet. They're much more likely to be using one of those. Whereas millennials, well, the tablet really doesn't feature in their device sphere. It's all about smartphones and PCs for millennials. And also, it varies by ethnic group. Yes, you even have to take into account ethnicity. For example, Hispanics watch twice as much video on a smartphone than they do on a tablet. But Asian Americans watch about the same. It's about 20 minutes on each device a week. So it is clearly a very complicated picture. So as you think about delivering video for your video service, you really need to know what your audience is and what device they prefer. You can't really get away with blanket statements about devices. You have to know precisely the target audience and know which device they prefer to use. getting this wrong can be very, very difficult to recover from. So you really do need to know precisely what your audience is using and make sure you prioritize those first. Hey, and if you need any help figuring that out, give us a shout here at nScreen Media. We'd love to help you target the right device for the right group. This has been Colin Dixon with nScreen Media. We'll see you again next time.